Hey viewers, welcome to another game of Casual Pro Gamer. Today we are doing game 5 of the Antec attack number 22, and we are currently in the round of 8 somewhere, and this is ViRusoid versus AcerBly or AcerBly or AcerBly, whatever. It doesn't really matter. He's the Zerg and he's up against the Protoss. So yeah, normally Protoss versus Zerg kind of revolves around an early expansion from the Protoss, building a pylon into forge, cannon, gateway, kind of the blocking of this whole thing, cybernetics core, and in between all of that, the expansion. And the timing on that expansion depends on what the Zerg is doing, of course. If the Zerg is going for an expansion first, then yeah, the Protoss can go for an expansion first and can go get his economy going before having to build any defensive stuff. So, if the Zerg player is going for the spawning pool as early as possible, at least you have the pressure on the Protoss player to make sure that he can't really fast expand straight away and has to build the forge and the cannon and the gateway first. And that way you get a little bit of an advantage as a Zerg player. But our Zerg player here is going for a really early extractor. And yeah, extractor before spawning pool, putting 3 of his drones on that, and yeah, we will see how the Protoss player actually reacts to that. So the forge is coming up. I think this will be mostly covered by the gateway, but we'll have to see. So the drone coming in, and he is going to try to prevent the expansion. So 2 cannons coming up. That is a whole lot. Normally we see 1 cannon and that is plenty, but I don't know why there's a cannon all the way in the front here. I mean, this back cannon is kind of the standard way to play it, and then it's behind the gateway and the forge, so it's hard to snipe. But this front cannon actually, yeah, I don't know why it's there. He may be afraid of something coming up. So a really early speed upgrade for the Zerglings, and that's why he went for that early gas, because if you get that early gas going, you can actually get the 100 gas straight when the spawning pool comes up. And of course that's really important if you want to go for those speed Zerglings early on, that you time that correctly. So a pylon over here, making sure that the entire thing is blocked, and that means that the speed Zerglings can't really get through it. I still don't know what this cannon is doing all the way up front, but it may have something to do with the fact that he was expecting speed Zerglings, but I would have put it in the back. I would have expected it to be in the back, because now it's completely vulnerable, and if he builds a few roaches, then that cannon goes down without any problems. And anyway, the hatchery gone down, and well, obviously the expansion here going down as well. In fact, a little bit earlier than the Zerg one. And yeah, there are overlords all around. Well, not all around, but 2 overlords spotting whatever is going on. And we see the Zerglings, well, trying to get... Oh, finally all the Zerglings are going to help. But the Zerglings getting to work on those destructible rocks, because he knows that this front base is impossible to penetrate for now. And yeah, apparently so are the rocks. Don't know why he retreated. There was nothing incoming. He just wanted to play safe, I guess. Not lose all of his Zerglings. So the hatchery, yeah, producing some new larvae, and the new larvae are going to be drones. At least he's producing drones. He hasn't used these at all yet, but there we go. 5 more drones. The Zerg player under no pressure at all. He is just going to, well, build his economy. And let's see if he actually is ahead. He's currently 3 ahead. Yeah, once all of these new drones pop, so once they start to work, it will of course be a lot more, and that would be right about now. Okay, or well, I don't know what he's building now. Still more drones. Well, the probes are getting produced at a pretty quick rate as well. So what's he building now? Robotics facility. So yeah, 4 gateways. That normally means that you're going for a heavy, like stalker force. Keep wanting to say dragoon, but yeah, that is not the right version of StarCraft. So the Overlord coming in here to scout around a little bit. It is going to get sacrificed or get killed. And of course that is that may be worth it if you, well, if the information you get from that is good enough. So the 2 Zerglings over here, and yeah, a new hatchery coming up. So 3 bases versus 2 currently, which is exactly where the Zerg wants to be. And what's this? There's 1 creep tumor over here. Huh. How? I don't know. Maybe this is. Oh, this is kind of a. Yeah, it's an artifact of this map. So the the creep tumors are there just to prevent the expansion from non-Zergs, because the Zerg can obviously expand straight away. And the destructible rocks are going down. They're going to get taken down by all of these sentries. That allows him to get this base. And with the 3rd base for the Protoss, he is actually ahead, of course. And there goes the Nexus and the pylon. So yeah, the pylon will be used to, well, power like cannons to defend the base, or just build some more gateways. Who knows? You can use it for anything. It's just, in general, it's good to have that additional, a little bit of. Wow, and this is floating in the air. It's kind of strange. It's not on the ground. Here it's on the ground, and here it's not. So anyway, it's normally good to get this this little bit of extra, yeah, I guess pylon cover, because that way you can build gateways and whatever you want inside of your base where you want it. So here he can wall off part of the ramp. You may actually want to put something in there, so that it's more difficult for Zerg units to run past, and that's of course a very noble goal. It's good to use your buildings for strategic placement instead of just plopping them down somewhere. But yeah, since these players are really good, we would expect nothing less from them. So a lot of money saved up here by our Zerg player. And he did go all the way over here with his overlords now. So yeah, Zerglings are going to come out. Not a whole lot happening so far. It's just expansion, expansion, expansion. And this base may come up as well. This base is already up. There it is. Yeah, this is turning out to be quite a macro game. And that is kind of disappointing. We want, of course, to have those, well, those engages, those continuous engages everywhere on the map. But it seems that both players just want to play this as a macro, well, macro map. And I have to say, the amount of minerals unspent by the Zerg player is quite concerning here. I mean, he has some Mutalisks out now, but he wasn't, well, saving up for those. I think he just doesn't have the amount of larvae he needs to well, to get everything spent. And yeah, every little bit of money you don't spend is a little bit of army strength that you lose. And if you lose too much army strength, obviously you're going to be in trouble, because the enemy is going to have a larger army than you, even though you might have a better economy. So it's a Mutalisk versus a Dark Templar, or two Dark Templars actually. And the Dark Templars are, one of them still has a storm in him, and against the Stalkers they should be doing okay. For now, at least, as long as the Stalker force isn't too big, they should be doing fine. And he's trying to lure all of the troops to the back of the base, so that his ground army can attack in the front of the base. The Protoss player, however, is not really falling for it. He's not retreating everything to there. He's not. Well, he did retreat everything to there. He just doesn't have a whole lot. Yeah, there you go. There are the rest of the Stalkers and some sentries. The sentries are going to wall off some of these roaches, but the roaches are, yeah, just going to make it in anyway. And with the Zerglings and Mutalisks here, it is pretty easy to get the surround here. This is a pretty good position for the Protoss, though. Getting a few storms off, and in the end, yeah, the Stalkers are going to die anyway, because, well, they're not very good against the Zerglings. The Zerglings are going to destroy this base, more Stalkers coming in, and even more being warped in. And yeah, with all of these Stalkers, he should be able to hold off for now. Of course, yeah, the Mutalisks are going to melt to this large amount, or, well, an overforce of Stalkers. There's more Stalkers than Mutalisks, and that is... yeah, that's hard to deal with. So at least this base goes down, and probably everything that is in this base, because he can't really defend this with his few Stalkers. The Stalkers were good enough to take down the air army, but that's about it. Losing all of these gateways here. Don't know how many he has left. He's going to rebuild a number of them. So he only has 4 left. That is not enough to make a decent army. And we will see the money on the Protoss side run up as well. But the Zerg player still at this high amount of resources. He should just build an additional well, hatchery, just to make sure. Yeah, now he spent it all, because finally he is going into the more well, the heavier units, the more costly units. But if you just build an extra hatchery, so if you're behind and you have problem with your oh yeah, this is where you spent all of that. So yeah, 13 spine crawlers and 1 spore crawler. That is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, he was oh, hang on, there's more. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, he was completely too high on minerals and decides to spend it like this. It's pretty crazy, because normally it doesn't really do a whole lot if you spend your money like this. Normally it's better to just, if you're behind, so if you don't get to spend all of your resources, it's better to just overbuild on production buildings, in this case hatcheries, and just make sure that you can spend your resources, because even though you have to invest in like an extra barracks as Terran, or extra hatchery as Zerg, it is still well worth it, because you get to spend all of these minerals and all of this gold. Well, I guess he's now going for something big. Yeah, I'm looking for the Ultralisk cavern, but I can't find it. But that doesn't mean it's not there. Anyway, let's see in the production tab what he's going to spend that on. Oh, that's these guys burrowing. I was wondering what the sound was, but yeah, that was it. So yeah, he's just producing, wow, no production at all for our Protoss player here. That is quite surprising. because normally there's always something in production. If only, like, yeah, something small like an observer or a worker. Broodlords are going to come in. And where are they? They're normally in the front somewhere, but... Oh, there they are. Large amount of Broodlords coming in. And that is going to be a huge army. So 8 plus, I think there were 8 left, so... No, only 4. Oh, we're not done yet. So there's 12 Broodlords for now. And now 15. With this one it's indeed 16. And building even more there. And yeah, let's just hope they will engage pretty soon, because, well, building up these armies not as interesting to watch. So two observers produced, and the observers are going to do very well in scouting, of course, because that's what they're made for. But there are a lot of these overseers, and the overseers are going to spot the observers, and with that he should be able to snipe them. And he has no anti-air for now. Well, he has the corruptors, I guess. No, they're not corruptors. They're infestors. He has no corruptors. That was my point. Production. Is he building some? No, not for now. So he is upgrading the spire, or no, he's rebuilding a spire. Oh, probably for upgrades. Wanting to upgrade both sides. Well, the armor and carapace at the same time. No, the attack and carapace at the same time. So armor and attack. So yeah, the Broodlords just launching a whole lot of projectiles, but yeah, Blinkstalkers are really good against that. And wow, yeah, our blue player here realizing that he has nothing against that, only has these few stalkers, and the few stalkers are going to go down. Yeah, he lost way too much in the attack on this base. He lost a whole lot of stuff, and yeah, well, he GG's out of there. Oh man, all of these are all changelings, and he built 8 of them. But yeah, no anti-air from the Zerg player, and that was pretty surprising, because normally we see, like, I don't know. I don't know which of the air units is the most effective against the Broodlords, but yeah, air units are very effective against Broodlords. But I would say, yeah, build some corruptors, and then you can deal with that. But he apparently saw no danger in that, so. Anyway, large amount of minerals and such left now, because he is at 194. So now it's okay to have that, but earlier on, not so much. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG!